This is Terror House Radio with Matt Forney and Bryden Proctor.
Yeah, welcome to a Terror House Radio, episode number 23. I'm Matt Forney, your charming and loquacious host, and the founder and editor-in-chief of Terror House Press. Joining me is my co-host and producer, the riotously happy Bryden Proctor. How you doing, Bryden?
I just remembered Kobe Bryant died this year, dude.
Dude, yeah, I mean, like, you just pointed that out. It feels like a million years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of think of it, now it feels like anything that happened prior to, like, March happened like a million years ago.
Right. I mean, just that was like, it was surprising, and I was like, holy, I didn't really care one way or another too much about Kobe Bryant, but I remember when Erica told me, I was like, nuh-uh, holy shit. And then
he died in he died in a helicopter crash too. Pretty violent way to go.
Yeah, him and his daughter and a few other people. But yeah, totally forgot about that. Completely slipped my mind. Apparently Kobe's life doesn't matter.
Well, definitely. I mean, they did try to ruin his life with that rape accusation like 20 years ago, which was total bullshit, by the way. That woman was lying. Kobe did nothing wrong.
Probably not.
I'm going to stand by that.
Yeah, I mean, probably not. I mean, I imagine he probably cheated on his wife a lot, but, like, what super rich basketball player doesn't? So, I mean, I don't know. Everybody seemed to forget about it anyway, so it's like, I don't know. I'll bet he probably didn't do anything wrong.
Well, yeah, this was before this shit became like super common. Like we were, this is before Me Too. We were getting barraged with sexual harassment claims every other fucking week.
Right.
So it did kind of prove where black men kind of fall on the totem pole of identity politics. They're below white women because it was a white skank who accused him of raping her.
Well, not anymore though. I mean, not this week at least. This month, I mean, I gotta give a tip of the hat to black people for just taking over Pride Month. I mean, that's it. They just did.
Yeah. I mean, well, I have nothing funny to add here, but yeah, they've totally dominated the headlines. I mean, we've moved from, I guess people are still rioting. But we moved to the destruction of statues and the declaration of autonomous zones.
Oh, dude, the funniest thing about the autonomous zone thing is that all the young people think that this is like something that's never fucking happened before. And it's like, okay, hold on. 9 years ago, there was Occupy all over the country. That went on for a while. Just in Seattle, where they're talking about the Chaz things. How long did they hold their places in Seattle in '99, which was arguably done better and had a lot, probably a lot more
there was
heart
an
to it.
autonomous zone in Portland last year.
Yeah, for the ICE thing.
Yeah, and there was also Exarchia, which was the the anarchist autonomous zone in Athens. That well, I guess it technically still exists, but the government started clearing it out last year. I want to. We've seen in real time how these fucking autonomous zones just collapse due to their own internal contradictions. But I'm going to give a quick history lesson for those of you who aren't familiar with Exarchia. Basically, the only reason Exarchia lasted for a decade was, number one, the government didn't do anything about it. They just pretended it didn't exist. Number two, it's smack dab in the middle of Athens, surrounded by the Greek state and its military. I would like to see one of these anarchists go start an autonomous zone on, like, the Mexican border. Just take over a Mexican border town. Just go somewhere where you won't have the U.S. military and all of its nuclear missiles and fighter planes to de facto protect you. You're going to last you won't even last as long as the Chaz had. You'll last maybe about 12 hours. I mean, it took what, 2 days for the Chaz to get its own warlord who basically just runs shit now and is pimping people and beating up anarchists for graffitiing the walls.
Yeah.
You're stupid. You're fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just funny to me. I mean, really, the funniest part has got to be the young people, like the young leftist response. Like, they're just, because I mean, they don't know that this is just something that has happened a ton. They think that this is the revolution. Idiots.
Well, we've gotten in real time an example of what would happen if Zoomers were given actual power. The answer is that they would not do very well.
Well, no, they're fucking children, dude. I mean, they'll be, when they're older, they'll make better decisions. I mean, but they're just kids. They're just dumb little ideologically driven, like, kids. You don't put kids in charge of stuff for this reason. I mean, it will fall apart. I mean, their brains aren't even totally developed yet, man.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite part about the Rasimone, the warlord, who is totally awesome, we must stand. Not only is he a pimp, not only is he a gang leader, he's an Airbnb superhost. So not only is he fucking taking over, he's kicking the door down on the autonomous zone and declaring himself king. He's been fucking ripping people off left and right by buying up properties and driving up the rent in Seattle. That is so awesome to me.
Oh man, that's isn't that capitalism though? I mean, isn't that? I'm not clear on what these demands are besides they want to get rid of the police or something like that. Which I don't know. Did you see what San Francisco is trying to do or is being brought up that they should do for like mental illness calls and non-criminal calls or whatever? They're going to send unarmed, trained professionals instead of cops, which is like you're going to send social workers out to calm down a schizophrenic homeless guy. I mean, somebody's going to get hurt is what's going to happen.
Who may or may not be armed.
Right. You never know that until you get there. Yeah, you have no idea. So it's just such a bad idea. I refuse to believe that people are that dumb that they can't see, like, oh, that could be a problem. It's got to be some, like, just driven entirely by this need for power. Because, I mean, they would go, okay, well, that unarmed thing isn't working, but we're still not using the police, so we're going to start giving our organization the tools they need to handle these situations, which, of course, would be guns. It's got to be a power grab.
You could view this as just like a smash and grab by millennials because, like, Minneapolis is disbanding its police department. They're going to replace it with counselors and, therapy and shit. Like, who primarily has those jobs? It's going to be like 30-something millennials. Who is primarily benefiting from the, the Minneapolis Police Union, the pensions, etc.? It's boomers. Like, this is happening all around the country. It's a smash and grab is what it is. It's intergenerational warfare.
I don't think that they've thought that far ahead.
I don't think they're necessarily consciously thinking about it, but it just so happens that, like, the people who are going to benefit most from these, new counseling and mental health shit is going to be millennials in terms of who's going to be having the jobs.
Yeah, but those jobs won't be around for that much longer.
Well,
I mean, you're giving people too much credit. This is all just people manipulated by the media and academia and all of that out there thinking that they're just LARPing. It's just a LARP that's gone too far that the government has allowed to go on for too long at this point. It's just, a lot of them are just out there think they're just having fun and shit. And they're like, yeah, the revolution.
Well, yeah, don't forget, yeah, a lot of these places are still technically under lockdown. I mean, there was that one county in California that was, introduced its updated guidelines for easing the lockdown. You can have social gatherings of up to 12 people, protests of up to 100 people.
Why? What is that? Why? How? How is that a science thing? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, yeah.
You got all these studies declaring racism a public health crisis that's worse than COVID. You've got all the fucking, epidemiologists saying that these protests are good because racism, has to be eliminated. Bro, you forgot about the pandemic, right? Like 3 months ago, it was going to kill us all.
Yeah. They're doing that over here in Cincinnati. So, somebody's trying to bring that up, and all it is like, we're gonna work with different groups that combat racism and fight for social justice. And I'm like, oh, so you're just gonna spend money then? You're just giving money away to these different organizations? Cool, great. I mean, nothing's gonna change. you'd be better off giving your money to Susan G. Komen. Nothing's gonna change. What are you thinking?
You'd be better off just lighting your money on fire.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it.
Or give it to us, buy the Terror House books. We'll do more with it. 100% of all Terror House profits are donated to the Matt and Bryden Cocaine Fund.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, and then I die of a cocaine overdose. That'd be cool. That's a good way to go, I think. Beats a cop on your neck.
Nice. That's a nice artistic death for you. Very fitting, given your life trajectory.
I'm gonna start using the phrase, beat, like, oh man, yeah, that's not exactly what I want, but hey, beats a cop on the neck. Because I mean, it does, doesn't it? It's topical, it's relevant. It's good. I'm cruising with the zeitgeist, man. I'm on top of this.
Yeah, it's like a joke on Twitter I saw like a couple days ago. It was like, George Floyd, George of the jungle, black as he can be. Watch out for that knee.
Ooh, ouch. Oh man.
Oh, that's dark, but come on, that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty funny. I one thing that I'm annoyed about, I still haven't watched Chappelle's new special, but I don't know if I want to, given I'm sure a lot of it's funny, but the thing people were going crazy about, I guess he talks about George Floyd, and all the tweets were like, he doesn't even have to tell jokes, people will just listen to him, and it's like, well, that's not why I would want to. What? I'm not tuning in to watch Dave Chappelle, lecture anyone. I mean,
we don't need sermons.
Yeah, he's
comedians.
He's a multimillionaire on top of it. The guy's been so far removed from society forever anyway. He's not like some, on the streets, knows all about it just because he's a black guy.
He lives in a white hippie town outside of Dayton.
Yeah.
And I don't knock him for that. I've never been to Yellow Springs. A friend of mine lives in the area. Said it's a pretty nice hippie-ish area. Where a guy like Chappelle can live without being bothered by anyone. But he's not some fucking like you say. He's not on the streets. He's not dealing with any of this stuff. I'm not interested in his opinions. If he wants to be funny and give his opinions, that's all right. But I'm not sitting down for an hour and a half lecture from Dave Chappelle or anyone for that matter.
Yeah, it's a mess. But what the fuck are you gonna do? I'm sure a lot of it's funny. I'm still gonna watch it. It's just that's not the I saw Dave Chappelle trending. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, and then that's all anybody was talking about. So maybe some of it was funny. I'm sure a lot of it's funny. Maybe a lot of it's funny, but people are just not humorous people anymore. So that's the one thing they took from it, because they're like, oh, I can make a political statement about that. There's, can't do anything about the dick jokes in it or whatever.
You can't make jokes. Someone died. Yeah, I can make jokes, and I will make jokes.
I mean, who gives a shit, really, at this point? It's not about that guy, and it's kind of gone too far with this whole Saint George Floyd shit. It's okay, listen, the cop shouldn't have killed that guy, but he's not Jesus. We gotta kind of look at it for what it is, and he wasn't a great person, Still didn't deserve to die, but come on.
I liked what future American refugees had to say about it. I'm paraphrasing here. It's I kind of feel bad for George Floyd, not because he was a good guy or anything, but because I'm pretty sure he didn't consent to being made the Christ figure of a new religion.
Right. Yeah, at least Jesus did, That's why they killed him.
Yeah, I mean, and with the fucking statue removal, people. I mean, I'm gonna make an argument here that'll cut across all political and cultural boundaries as to why these statues should not be removed. No matter how you feel about the Confederacy or Winston Churchill or whatever, you shouldn't remove them, because what's going to replace them is going to be so fucking ugly and intolerable that you're going to beg for the statues back. Have you taken a look at the kind of art that these id pol types are promoting? something like I forget the name of the statue. It was Allison something or other pregnant. You know, the example was posted on the Terror House Twitter. It was this woman, this British woman, who was born without legs and arms. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. And she got married and she got pregnant. That's nice. Someone decides to make a statue of her pregnant. I'm not opposed to that on principle. You can make it. You can take a subject like that and and create artistic value out of it. But the statue is ugly. It looks like it literally looks like something out of 1930s Germany in terms of the aesthetics and how it wasn't done by hand. Clearly, it was done with lasers or fucking machines. It's so ugly and soulless, and it was sitting in Trafalgar Square in London for 3 years before they finally got rid of it. That's the kind of thing that these statues are going to be replaced with. It's not art that's going to be uplifting or technically, accomplished or, aspirational. It's going to be shit that makes you wish you were dead. It'll even make the people who it's catered to wish they were dead. They're going to be building statues of George Floyd, I'm sure, somewhere. At least one will go up somewhere in the world. And that statue is not going to be aspirational. It's not going to be technically accomplished. It's going to look. Everyone who gazes upon it, including black people, are going to want to kill themselves. So don't remove the statues on that basis. That's my argument.
Well, see, my argument here is I don't let statues control me one way or another. I see a statue and don't think anything of it. But if I saw a statue of a pregnant nugget, I would fucking laugh my ass off. I want that statue. That sounds hilarious.
It's darkly hilarious, but
that's fucking funny.
They're putting that. Yeah, it is. It is funny. Yeah, but it's also disturbing.
I mean, I guess
it's very totalitarian. You look at this shit and you wish you were dead all the time.
How is an armless, legless pregnant woman at all totalitarian? She can't oppress me at all, not even if she wanted to.
Well, because it looks totalitarian.
I mean, I'd run up the stairs. Dead gaze. Even pregnant women with arms and legs have trouble getting upstairs. She's not going to oppress me. I'll just walk up the stairs. She's out of my life for good. I think that's hilarious, dude. I mean, I don't give a shit about the fucking statues. I think the only reason I care about it is because the reason why people want to get rid of them is just we got to get rid of the nation's history, and it just comes down to it's white people, which is that's dumb. The whole Maoist cultural revolution bullshit. That's why I'm against it. I don't care about the Confederacy. I have no strong feelings about it one way or another.
Neither do I.
But it's why people want to do it, and the lies that come with it of I have to see that statue every day and I'm reminded of slavery. It's no, you're not. You weren't there, and you don't even know who that guy is until some kid at your college told you. You were oh, that's the cowboy statue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's just something. Most people see a statue. Normal adjusted people just see a statue of whatever. And was no, it's a statue. Looks nice. On with my day. You have to be really psychologically fucked up to look at a statue, any kind of statue, and be this is oppressive. I need to tear it down. And I'll extend this to fucking since I live in Eastern Europe. I don't think the fucking Soviet statues should have been pulled down either, like they did in Ukraine. I think those statues are fucking neat. They're cool. Maybe not have it in the central block, stick it in a park somewhere, but don't fucking pull those statues down. They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just kind of a dickhead move. I mean, let's get rid of the statues, and then who does that? Oh, evil people. No, not when we do it. Oh, the Nazis were burning books, and then they're gonna move on to the book burning stuff. I mean, I know NPR had some article saying decolonize your bookshelf or whatever. It's okay.
Well, they have already moved on to that. There was fucking everyone talked about BBC or was it HBO getting rid of Gone with the Wind. There was the BBC service got rid of episodes of some show where John Cleese used the N-word. Which should probably spur everyone if there's any media you like, TV shows, DVDs, books, you should probably get that shit on physical media before they completely destroy it.
Well, it's fucking bullshit. Cops is canceled. They pulled Live PD, and it's like, okay, fuck you. It doesn't make any sense, first of all, because they're like, it glorifies the police, and it's like, bro, have you ever watched those shows? Half of the fun is going, these police are fucking stupid. Like, you look at you, it's just making fun of these fucking dumb, broke motherfucking drug addicts and making fun of the dumbass police. I do a lot of those fucking streams, old episodes of Cops and shit, and it's a blast. And about if you watch 4 episodes of Cops, I'd say about 25% of that time is going to be spent going, that is the dumbest motherfucking cop I've ever heard of in my life. And that itself is more of American history to me than the Confederate statues are, because I grew up watching Cops, and if like the next generation of kids is not going to be able to watch Cops, what the fuck are they going to, come on. It's a staple of Americana, goddammit, is fucking Cops. It's a hilarious show.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen like maybe like a handful of episodes of Cops, but like, yeah, I could see the fucking appeal, of seeing cops being fucking retarded.
Well, and you got dumbass criminals and stuff and drug addicts and all this shit. I mean, it's an incredible show. It's an awesome fucking show. I love watching Cops. It's just funny. It's funny as fuck. And I guess that's got to go away because, anything that has to do with, they pulled police Legos. No more Lego Cops. It's weird how quickly they're just going to demonize the shit out of the police. That can't be good long term, I don't think. I mean, it really can't be good long term. Especially, like, what about, like, little kids? Because, like, every little boy thinks, they want to be, like, an astronaut, a police officer, or, whatever, right? How do you think that little fucking boy feels now? It's like, oh, yeah, actually, you want to be a cop? Too bad. That's evil. Because I would guarantee that's happening. It's like at least a few elementary schools. It's like, oh, I want to be a cop when I grow up. Cops are evil. And it's like, you're all gay little fuckfaces. Just turn on Live PD, goddammit. You don't get rid of my Live PD. What are you doing? It's gone too far now with the Live PD is gone.
Well, but don't worry, they'll be assuaged with the release of the new Lego Antifa Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone set.
They should give Raz a fucking reality TV show, though. I'd watch that shit. That guy, oh, dude, first of all, his music's terrible, and listening to him talk, that guy's retarded. He's so stupid.
I have not actually seen any videos of him talking. I've only seen that video of him beating up the one anarchist. Yeah, no, he's not a smart guy. Not many of them over there are, I would guess, really, but just sounds like your typical fucking dumbass. It's really a wonderful thing. I just love that he's now running like a fucking white slavery operation in Seattle. It's so hilarious.
Well, the thing is, I'm trying to figure out, is this guy he's either a Fed or he's going to be going to prison soon.
I don't know. He could be a Fed, but I prefer to think that he's just a fucking awesome dude. I mean, white slaver pimp running a fucking anarchist autonomous zone.
Yeah, and a lot of them on that subreddit don't seem happy about it at all, which is just a wonderful place to check. It's r/ch autonomous zone, and man, there's a lot of people mad about that. And he doesn't give a shit.
Hopefully some of these nerds, maybe like 5 or 6 of them, will get it for their fixed goals that anarchy doesn't work. There's no such thing as a permanent power vacuum. You create a power vacuum, someone's going to fill it. In the case of an autonomous zone run by a bunch of transsexual Zoomers, the guy who's going to end up running it is the guy who has the physical force, which isn't too hard. I mean, it's Raz.
Yeah, he's a big...
All hail Warlord Raz.
This is a big guy who showed up with a bunch of guns, and it's like, well, yeah, okay, he took over. Who was shocked by that? Just to promote his fucking music? Oh, that shit's awesome. It's so fucking funny. I mean, I feel bad for the businesses in the area and, like, anybody who has to live in that area, because the cops aren't fucking going over there. I thought it was pathetic when they, like, came back and ask them to have their building back. Ooh, excuse me. Ask them to have their precinct building back. That's fucking lame. Like, just, it's... How is the city not mad about this?
Isn't Capitol Hill already like the super liberal area of Seattle? I've only been to Seattle once, but I remember it having that reputation.
Well, yeah, I mean, all of Seattle's super liberal, but if I remember correctly, Capitol Hill is kind of a, like, not a bad spot. So I don't know. I mean, it just seems like, I mean, I guess a mob shows up to your door and goes, hey, do you want to be part of our autonomous zone? It's like, oh, they've been burning down buildings, so sure, yeah, you know. The fucking mayor, she's the worst. And Governor Inslee, they're both terrible because they're just like in support of this.
Didn't the mayor have like a sit down with like the leaders of Chaz to like work out some kind of agreement?
Probably, it wouldn't shock me.
Well, you know, the thing is with dealing with a situation like this. You remember how LA was threatening to cut water and power to businesses that
Yeah.
broke lockdown?
Yeah.
Like, they could just do that to the autonomous zone. They could just cut the power, the water, the gas. They could cut the fiber optic lines. They could probably set up some, phone scramblers so that people couldn't, use their cell phones.
Well,
all those people will be fucking begging to leave the zone within like 2 days tops.
Yeah.
And then you just create like a police cordon around it. And you're just like, okay, you're not coming out of the autonomous zone until you submit to the law. If you committed crimes, sorry, you're going to jail.
Yeah, I've heard that. Idea thrown around, and here's the reason I don't think that you could do it. As far as I know, there are businesses over there that are law-abiding businesses that aren't part of this. There's homes over there that are not a part of this thing. If you cut that, you're cutting those people's water and power and stuff as well.
Okay, that's fair.
So it's not like you can just cut it to to those people who are outside in a camp.
Well, I mean, I was making this argument because it would be a lot more peaceful than just sending cops in there and just like club and shoot people. Like, we've had enough police brutality. Dealing with this amicably by making them wish they were back in civilization.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, probably what's going to happen. Somebody's going to get really hurt or die or something like that. There'll be drug overdoses, something like that. And this all ends with a bunch of tear gas canisters shot into that camp. I mean, that's basically what happens. Is they're going to get they've got to wait for the numbers to dwindle out because it will become shittier and shittier as it goes on, and then it's just going to be some of the diehard crazies and then like homeless people and shit, and then they're just going to launch tear gas into there and get them out. Yeah,
lovely. And by the way, that brings something else to mind. The whole defund the police movement, and I really hate to be in the position of having to defend police because I do not like police. I don't think anybody likes police, and I don't think anybody likes police brutality. But you know what's going to happen if you defund the police? In places like New York, what's going to happen is that they're going to step up their speeding tickets and parking tickets and all this administrative bullshit. Because A, they'll need to make up the shortfalls in the budget, and B, it's much safer to harass drivers than it is to actually solve crimes. So if you own a car in any of these places and you have to drive to work, I hope you've got a radar detector or something, because you're going to be hit with a shit ton of tickets, most likely. That's going to go way up.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it's not like they're going to be able to like lay off all the. I think that's ultimately what they want. This idea of abolish the police is pretty fucking funny, because when you press them on it, like, what would you do in an active shooter situation, or if someone's murdered or something like that, it's like, oh, well, we'll still have police for that. So it's like, oh, you're going to have them for just those things, huh? Well, good, because since you don't have them for all the other stuff, there's going to be a lot more of those other things, the horrible, horrible, violent things.
Yeah. I'll give an example of this. Back in the 90s, New York elected a Republican governor, Pataki, who came to power on the basis that he was going to cut taxes, and he cut taxes. But what he did to make up the shortfall in the budget was just attach fees to everything, including fees for like traffic tickets. So like if you get like a $10 parking ticket in New York State, this has been the law ever since. You get like a $10 parking ticket. They slap like a $300 processing fee on top of it. I got a fucking I got in a car crash some years ago. It was not a serious car crash, and I was ticketed insurance covered most of it, but I was ticketed $10, and then I got a whopping like $400 on top of that in mandatory fees. One was from the county, and one was from the state. That's going to be your future.
That's fucking.
And who's this going to hurt? Who's this going to hurt most of all? It's going to hurt the poor people, the people who don't have the fucking buckets of cash to pay all these mandatory fees.
Yeah, shit. I didn't know that. That fucking blows. I mean, the thing is, like, no matter what you try to do, the government's always going to, get their piece. All right, so they will get their money one fucking way or another. Defund. Yeah, go fucking ahead. Maybe here's how we defund police. Then, we'll roll all this up into the federal in the different federal funding, and we can say, okay, you want to defund police and you want to be a sanctuary city. Well, we'll just give you no federal funding at all. Then, does that sound good? Okay, great. Cut the federal funding. Then they want to defund police, no fucking federal funding. Go ahead, do it.
Well, that's probably why the Fed has been extending municipal bonds because they're preparing for this eventuality.
Oh no!
Have you been following that?
No, the reason the Fed's doing that is because they need to prop up the fucking economy because there's a bubble growing and growing and growing, and that's gonna. I don't know when it pops, but we'll have a whole lot of that for a while. Powell said that they're going to use all the tools at their disposal to help the economy, which just means, they're going to do that. They're going to do quantitative easing. They're going to do keeping the interest rates. I mean, interest rates are near zero from now until 2022, at least. So it's a hell of a bubble, and I don't know when it bursts, but it'll be a fun ride.
Huh. You think they're going to put in negative interest rates anytime soon?
No, nobody involved with the Fed is on board with negative interest rates, thankfully.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, if they ever do, anybody that might be listening, if you ever hear them go, okay, we're doing negative interest rates, don't go out and buy a fucking house. All right, that's going to be your instinct. Don't go out and buy a fucking house. You're going to get stuck with a house that's worth way less than what you paid for it because there's not going to be negative interest rates forever. So... yeah, it's not a good idea. I don't think they're going to do it. Nobody seems to be on board with it. But it's kind of, who knows? I mean, 2022, maybe things still aren't back around, which they should be by that time, kind of normal again at least. But, again, who the fuck knows? Negative interest rates would be bad.
The European Central Bank and Japan have had negative interest rates for, like, Japan's had negative interest rates for a long fucking time, and the Japanese economy technically has never recovered from the recession in the 80s. European economy's not doing so hot. So, yeah, if negative interest rates happen, basically shit's about to go down immediately.
Not for me. Negative. I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff into, people buying new homes, just a bunch of ETFs and shit like that, dude. Be like, all right, well, let's watch these idiots fucking do that. Go nice little quick in and out and make some money off of it. Listen, I'm apolitical at this point, dude. I don't give a shit. And just whatever you guys want to do, I just let me know a week in advance so I can get in my right positions.
Yeah, same here. My primary concern here is just making enough money to survive and have a nice little nest egg and maybe build that ostrich farm in Argentina I've had my eyes on for years. I don't fucking care.
I don't think it's going to come to negative interest rates, though. I mean, but fucking who knows? There's really no way to tell. It would be bad. It'd be really bad.
Yeah, speaking of bad, probably should move on to the topic I'm sure everyone who follows Terror House is interested in. It's at this little fucking cancellation attempt.
Oh wait! Before you do that, why don't you do the promo for the book, and I'm gonna go make another drink.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, Masculinity Amidst Madness by Ryan Landry. That's our next book. It's releasing on Friday, June 19th. Kindle pre-orders are available. We were able to launch them early. And it's rocketing up the charts. Last I checked, it was like at rank 35,000 on Amazon, which basically makes it one of the top-selling books on the platform. And it's probably going to go way higher. Paperback pre-orders will be available Monday or Tuesday. I'm aiming for. The book is heading to the printers. It's a really great book. Book that will equip you for the well-written book that will entertain you and equip you for what is to come in this chaotic world. By Ryan Landry, editor over at the American Sun. Most of you know him from his work at Social Matter, his old podcast, Why America Weekly. His blog. This is his first ever book. And the book also comes with a foreword by Bronze Age Pervert, author of Bronze Age Mindset. The cover art was done by Owen Cyclops. Most of you know him for his illustrations, and he's done covers for Dune for Cannon, Delicious Tacos, Bronze Age Pervert, and more. The back cover was done by Terrahouse's own Matt Lawrence. It's a great book. You can pre-order it on Kindle right now. Link is in the podcast description. Paperback pre-orders will be available Monday or Tuesday. You can sign up to the Terror House mailing list at terrorhousepress.com. There'll also be a link to that in the description. And we'll send you a coupon code so you can order the paperback pre-order at a discount. But the book is coming out June 19th, Masculinity Amidst Madness by Ryan Landry. Go check it out. Are you back, Bryden? He is not back. I'm going to have to talk a bit more. Yes, go get the book. Go get the really good. I'm happy. I'm happy the way this one came together, and I'm happy that people are. I'm happy that idiots who decide to cancel and try to deplatform us are doing this now, because it's just putting money in our pockets. Like, go right ahead, keep talking shit about Terror House. We are literally banking money every time you shit talk us.
So you got to explain that all to me, because I didn't know anything about this and still don't know where any of it began.
It began. Was it yesterday or was it Thursday? Well, it began yesterday for me because of the time zone difference. But basically, there's this woman named Isabel Ray McKenzie who has Terror House blocked now, who came out and said that I'm just going to read the tweets. Starting this morning by being manipulated by the editor of the magazine that first published me / I've written a lot for. Sunface! He is lucky I'm not saying more than that publicly. I'm not going to out him for being a creep publicly right now because I don't want to distract from people talking about Black Lives Matter / abolition, but please feel free to DM. Here comes the gaslighting after I've asked him to stop messaging me multiple times. And it's just a DM where she claims that this guy was starting sexual conversations with her that she wasn't interested in. He's telling me over email to not tweet screenshots despite the fact that I blacked out his name to protect him. If you want any real legal standing here instead of hollow threats and intimidation tactics, I will gladly post her name for it so everyone can see. Young women in the literary industry, be very wary of men who swoop in to be the first one to publish you. Grooming happens a lot in the publishing / lit industry. Your work is sacred. Wait to find people to publish your work who are safe and accountable and act with integrity. I was so eager to have my work published that I ignored feelings of discomfort and red flags to this editor. And yes, if you're wondering, the editor of the two mags with huge platform / following is a straight cis white male. I've been sending us. Basically, this chick was getting creeped on by one of the editors of a site she wrote for. She decided to put him on blast. She eventually revealed his name was Russell Bennett's of Queen Mob's Tea House and Bourgeois, two sites that I've never heard of.
I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know what any of that shit is.
Neither do I. But they're like a woke, super liberal, super leftist publication.
Whoa. Hold the phone. You're telling me that a really woke guy is creeping on ladies?
Yeah, Bryden. I'm sure you're as shocked as everyone else is.
But I mean, he's probably a feminist, right? That can't be true. That's never happened.
I know. We're all broken. We're We're all broken up over it. But yeah, it's these are all the people who have tried to blackball Terror House and our friends and get us, kicked off the internet, kicked out of the writing community, whatever the fuck that is. And they're all fucking raping each other. This is not the first time this has happened either. A couple years ago, when the idiots first tried to, blackball us, there was one mag who I can't remember it was a magazine targeted at brown Asians, a very specific demographic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they helped lead the charge against us, and a week later they had to fire one of their editors for sexual harassment. Starting to notice a pattern here.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. I mean, what the fuck is the writing community on the internet? I mean, like, are there cocktail parties that we're not invited to or some shit?
Yeah, it's the writing community doesn't fucking exist. Okay, it's a complete construct of their imaginations. But I'm not done with the story. Basically, since we've got all this statue shit and stuff being pulled down, and because all these people need to cover their asses that one of them has been exposed as a predator, some lit mag called OK Donkey starts up. They posted a tweet about like polite reminder that Terror House is a flaming piece of trash that is run by a guy who was literally named as a white nationalist by the SPLC. And then it mushroomed, and then there was another one called some French name that I'm not even going to bother to pronounce. We need to deplatform Terror House, Expat Press, New Pop Lit. We need to deplatform Misery Tourism. All these people, they promote abusers, and they're run by misogynists and racists, and cannot have a safe writing community until these magazines are destroyed.
Dude, there's just press block and don't go to the website, man. Like, what? That didn't make any sense. I didn't even know you guys exist. Like, that's weird. There's a whole fucking internet.
I don't want to put words in their mouth, so I'm gonna read the exact tweet. We're going to name names because these journals do not deserve the protection anonymity or subtweeting gives them. Deplatform Rattle, New Pop Lit, Terror House Mag, Expat Lit, Queen's Mob Tea House, and Burfraw. The literary community fundamentally cannot be a genuinely safe and supportive space while these journals are still in operation. Make no mistake, when we say deplatform, we mean a complete shutdown, so no rebranding either.
Okay, come at me, bitch. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Who the fuck are these people? I don't even know the other, websites that were listed. Who is keeping all these weird tabs on, websites? That's fucking bizarre, dude. And since when is writing safe? It's just let people write shit. Who gives a fuck? That's weird as hell. That's a weird. It's weirder than the fringe politics people. Because they think we can't have communism as long as there's capitalism. And it's like, yeah, okay, you're a big fucking retard. But what is this? What is the whole thing? Who's saying? I don't think anybody at Terror House has said these people aren't allowed to ever write anything ever again. And that's what that guy's saying. That's what that dude is saying is that no all of these people are never allowed to write anything ever again and never allowed to publish anything ever again. What the fuck are you on about? What type of power trip is this nerd on?
Second verse, same as the first, because this happened to Terror House specifically back in October of 2018. Basically, a bunch of nerds were all like, this racist Matt Forney has infiltrated the lit community, and we need to drive him out. Don't contribute. Block on Twitter. Pull your work, etc. And it was like, first off, like you've said, Brian, I don't know who the fuck these people are. I've never heard of any of them. I've never heard of Queen's Mob Tea House or La Dick Suck Review or Burfraw or Isabel Ray McKenzie or any of these fucking people. I wasn't trying to be part of their community because I didn't know their community existed. And given the general fucking retardation that they've displayed so far, I don't want to be part of their community. You know why I started Terror House? You know why I brought all these cool people on board? Because I thought the idea of running a literary press / magazine was cool and fun. And I thought it was something that people wanted. Literally, that's it. And number two, these people accuse me of trying to hide who I am. Bitch, if you go to the Terror House website, the very first thing you fucking see is that it was founded by Matt Forney. My bio on the site lists like the websites I've written for, the books I've published. Like, if you didn't know who I was before you got excited and started checking out Terror House, that's kind of on you. It's kind of on you. I didn't hide shit, and I wasn't trying to be part of your gay coffee clutch. I'm just here because I like this. I like helping writers publish their work. I like getting new voices out there. I like writing myself. I like putting out cool books. You know, these people view like the internet as like their living room. And if someone that they didn't invite to their gay ass party shows up, I was like, whatever, what do you do in my living room? It's not your living room. There's plenty of fringe politics and porn and space on the internet for everyone.
Well, it's just odd, too, that it's not even, like, showed up to their party. It's like, we're having our own party, like, a block away. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a cooler party, too, with way more interesting people and more drugs.
Yeah, that's just a weird thing to me that someone's like, oh, yeah, nobody's ever allowed to write again unless I say so. Oh, okay. That's weird, dude. That's a weird position to take. You fucking faggots.
It's like the literary version of like how your friend Mike Cannon, constantly gets, harassed by Antifa because he's friends with you.
Yeah. And he's a dyed-in-the-wool commie, but like it's just I don't understand people's attitudes towards things. That all of it comes down to ego, though. It's just people with this elevated sense of self-important, like, I don't see how anybody could wake up every day and not go, oh yeah, I'm an insignificant piece of trash. You're not swaying anything, financially, governmentally, artistically. You're not a big. You're a little tiny fish when it comes to everything, just like everyone else. I don't understand the attitude problem there. That's just because it's just got to be young people, I would imagine, right? They got to be pretty young because you remember when you were 20 and you were like, I'm great, and then you get older and you go, I'm just like everybody else. So
yeah, that's part of it. The other thing too I want to comment on is like, look, I understand why people go after me. I understand why some people may not want to be associated with Terror House because of the things I've said and done in the past. It's like Roosh said, the past is an anchor. I can understand that. I'm not, and I don't try to fight it. I just try to do what I do. But then they go after people like Manny Marrero of Expat Press. By the way, go check out Expat Press. Great site. A guy who is he's a friend of mine. We don't see eye to eye a lot on politics, but I love his site, and he loves Terror House, and we promote each other. And these guys will act like he's the next coming of Hitler because like he's in this for the same reason I am. He just wants to publish great work. And I don't want to talk about him like he's like the leave Britney alone guy. Manny's a tough guy; he can take it. But why do they always go after fucking guys like him or Misery Tourism, which is not another great site that's not like really controversial? Like I can understand why I would be a lightning rod for controversy. Not these guys. These guys are, they didn't spend their 20s, saying provocative shit online just to get attention.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just kind of. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't understand the attitude. I just don't know. It's kind of like how everything is a racist Nazi and all of that. That's, fucking right of Barack Obama. So like I don't get it. What's the funniest part though? To reiterate this, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'd rather listen to a broken record than read. Boom, take that, nerds. Reading sucks. But it's got to just be ego. It's got to be all fucking ego. I mean, because what do they really think that they're going to accomplish? Like, oh, okay, maybe some people won't submit to the site now. Okay, well, that's fine. Again, there's so many people on the internet, especially doing something like writing, So there's a lot of great authors out there that just are out there writing. It's a huge world. it's weird. It's not like we're all in one town together. I could even like see like on Twitter wanting to start an argument just because you're bored or something like that. But this is, we are going to deplatform. There is a risk to the community of like, the fuck are you talking about? You're running a mayor of Nerdville? What the fuck are you going on about? That's weird as shit, dude. That's so weird.
Yeah, again, like, I don't know who these people are, and I don't care. I'm not interested in deplatforming them or beating them or driving them out of business. Go right ahead. Go run your gay, brown Asian site. I hope it succeeds. I hope you have fun with it. I'm not trying to run you off the internet. I don't care. I'm a free speech absolutist, and I think your existence doesn't invalidate my existence, but they don't feel the same way.
I don't know, man. It just I didn't know anything about this, and then makes me feel pretty good, I guess. At least somebody's got a stick in their craw, so that's pretty funny to me.
It's like, the thing is, I want to reiterate, they tried doing this in 2018 and they failed. They tried to get people to not submit to Terror House. What happened was that we just got a huge rush of submissions from people who were all like, "Oh, I didn't hear about you before, but I checked out the site and you're cool. Let me send in my work." They're doing this now. They tried to deplatform to get us banned from Twitter in 2018. Totally failed. The closest we've gotten to getting blasted off of social media or off the internet in general was not from these nerds. It was from Wignats. It was from Richard Spencer being mad about us making fun of his girlfriend. It was from that whole web host thing that happened a few months back with the TRS thing. They've had a much bigger track record than these nerds. These nerds haven't accomplished shit. I think in the initial rush of there were a few people who pulled submissions from Terror House back in 2018. I think maybe 6 people pulled their submissions, but then we got like 30 some odd new submissions. And right now they're doing this as we just put up pre-orders of a new book, and this is the fastest selling book we've published to date. Like, it could just very well be the best public. Go right ahead. Keep trying to deplatform and cancel us, nerds. You are literally just making us rich.
That's funny. I don't know. I don't get it. It's, nobody has tried to... Well, besides that one guy, I think a couple weeks ago we were making fun of, has tried to come after me at all. I mean, like, that would be fun. I'll just call you a nerd and be, like, sending mean tweets to me. I just will call you a nerd. I just don't get it. It's like, why are you going to take something that's already fucking dweeby, like reading, and then like fight about it? It's like, okay, books. Whoa. It's weird.
Well, the other thing too is I think they're so fucking used to people just fucking kneeling to them that when someone doesn't, they like just lose their shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of entitled people out there, and that it goes back to the damn inflated sense of self, just these giant egos of I'm very important because my small community of people thinks that I'm important and I'm very important, and no you're not, dude. Like, you're just another fucking douchebag on the internet like me, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's pretty funny though. I can't imagine being that mad about something that doesn't at all affect, like, I don't see how any of this is like even negative or even what the accusations mean. It's like, just go to the website. There's like all kinds of shit on there you can read. If you don't like one, well, pick something else.
It's like we talked about last week with the sword guy, C.A. Schultz in Dallas, and was like, you should deplatform him because he did something stupid. It's like, no, we're not gonna, because what his personal behavior is totally not related to what he writes, which is good. We're not gonna. One of the complaints they level against like Terror House and Expat is that we publish like abusers' work or some shit, some vague accusation that doesn't even make sense. I guess they don't use this term anymore. The term they were using back in 2018 was like safer lit, where it's like, oh, we don't publish anything. Not only do they avoid publishing anything that could be construed as racist or misogynistic or homophobic, they shy away from any kind of like real raw explanation of anything. It's all this sterilized writer's workshop. We need to check our pronouns and not, trigger anyone with graphic descriptions. It's like, oh, so your writing is totally boring and sterilized then. It's the kind of shit I fled from when I was in college. Good job. You'll really succeed in the marketplace of ideas.
That's fucking weird.
I don't want a literary safe space. I want a literary dangerous space where I have to I have to watch for broken glass and used needles on the street. I have to keep my eyes open to avoid getting mugged. I got to take out a restraining order after my ex tries to chop me up with a hatchet. I want danger. I want passion. I want entertainment. That's something we can all relate to. Entertainment and information. And I don't care who it comes from. I don't care what their private sexual lives are. I don't care what their race is. Can you write? Can you entertain me? You know, it's like what you said a few episodes back, Brian. Make shit and die. That's what I want out of life. I'm gonna make shit and die, and I want, you know, and all of you listening to this, make shit and die. Be creative, be cool, and don't have an ego about it. Yeah,
I mean, it's fucking weird. You're just a dumb piece of shit on the internet like me. Like, you know, come on. It's just so fucking weird. I'm just gonna chalk it up to their kids. Honestly, they've got to just be younger people. You know, that's just probably what it is. They're just kind of, you know, people in their early 20s or whatever, with fire in their belly to make a difference in the world, and then, you know, they're gonna turn 30 and vote Republican. And, you know, like, it'll just happen.
Yeah. But it is hilarious, you know. It's like these people. Anyway, I would like to urge all of you, like, in addition to essentially all you terrorists, go check out all these fucking, pretty much anything these guys denounce is probably good. So obviously, go check out Expat Press, Misery Tourism, New Pop Lit. You know, check out great writers like Manny Marrero, James Newlick, you know, Elizabeth Aldrich, Kai Edward Warmoff, you know, Bibles. I can't get all the names straight. You know, I'm bad with, I don't have it in front of me. Go check out all these guys. They do great fucking work. And also because, you know, it'll piss these little moral preeners off.
Oh, man. I remember not liking the evangelicals, like, you know, when George W. Bush was around. I'm like, what the hell is their fucking problem? What's wrong with rock and roll? What the fuck happened? Oh, man.
They all, what, you know what the fuck happened? They all went to college and became fucking gender studies majors.
Yeah, it's weird. What a weird thing. You know, I don't know. Now I'm just thinking about like a guy who takes gender studies. He's like, I'm gonna look at pussies all day, and then he gets in there. He's like, what the hell is this?
For some reason that reminds me of my fucking, like, not roommate. The next guy who lived next door to me when I lived in Chicago. This SSI case who liked to leave his door open. And whenever he watched the news or he listened to a lot of Michael Savage, and he would always scream about goddamn communists. At one point, like, he left the door open because he was trying to make friends. I was walking past, and he pulled me in, and he started off on a long rant about how he was making marijuana tea. And then he talked about, like, I bought my first smartphone a couple weeks ago, and the first thing I did was I looked for Chinese pretty pink pussies.
Dude, that guy's awesome.
Well, he was hilarious. I mean, and I swear to God, I could hear him masturbating because, like, he also had the windows open, and I heard, like, every so often, like, I'd hear the sound coming from the direction of his apartment, like this. So either he was masturbating or he was just taking a really painful dump.
Yeah, either way, it sounds fucking sweet, and that's something you got to do with the door open.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I kind of got trapped in his apartment for like 2 hours just trying to, like, talk to him because he was, like, super fucking drunk. He was drunk all the time as well.
Fuck
and
yes.
I remember a few months later, like, he inadvertently woke me up at like 7 in the morning because I could hear him talking with someone else in the hallway. He was like, "Oh, so I was trying to, you know, get this black bitch to give up the pussy, and I bought her all the stuff from Target.
Nice.
And she still wouldn't sleep with me. So I got a couple of hookers, and both of them were going down on me, and I did it to make her jealous."
Yes, that guy is the fucking man. Holy shit. Oh, dude. Oh my God, I want to be like that guy. You just hate communists. You're on SSI. You jerk off with the door open, buy hookers to make black girls jealous. Yeah, that guy's the fucking man. He's the coolest.
He didn't even have a bed in his apartment. Like, his apartment was smaller than mine. He slept in his recliner in front of the TV.
Yes.
And he also told me the story of how he got so pissed off one night he threw his DVD player out the window and it landed on the roof of the building next to us.
That's fucking incredible, man.
I wonder what happened to him.
Well,
because
he's dead.
he actually got he might be dead.
He's
but
dead.
What happened was that yeah, maybe he's dead now, but I'm not finished with the story. I came back from like a business trip to Nashville, and there was just a sign boarded up on his window. It says, like, this apartment has been evicted by order of the Cook County Sheriff Department. So he got evicted. I wonder what happened to him. He's dead, probably.
Yeah,
but
he's dead.
But I miss that guy. I really do. Like, he added flavor to the to the neighborhood. I feel so bad because I don't even remember his name.
Do you know who doesn't miss him?
Who doesn't?
His family, dude. On the surface, that guy is awesome, but you scratch the surface a little bit. That's not a life you want to live. But that guy kicks ass.
Yeah. Like I said, social. He was on SSI. Getting drunk and high all the time. Yeah.
That shit's awesome, though. Fuck yeah, that shit is awesome.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that in that same breath where he was talking about looking for Chinese pretty pink pussies on his phone, he said that his smartphone had been stolen by the quote lesbian prostitute.
Yes, dude. Oh wow. Oh dude, what a fucking character. That's like if like if they were to do like a Nolan reboot of Seinfeld. It's just like really dark. That's who Kramer would be.
He was like Kramer, yeah. Like,
burst in through the door. Well, she stole my cell phone, Jerry. That's a terrible Kramer. That's a terrible Kramer. But they should do a dark reboot of Seinfeld. That'd be fucking awesome.
Well, I had two hookers sucking me off, Jerry.
You could just use clips of the actual Michael Richards at the Laugh Factory. He's racist. Oh, fuck. That'd be rough stuff. Oh, fuck me. That'd be great. Oh, he sounds like a good guy. But he's dead. So.
He was harmless. Like he was just loud and ostentatious, but he wasn't. I mean, in that same neighborhood, I once watched a fucking B&E occurring outside. So things could be worse.
Yeah, hey, beats a knee on the neck, right?
Yeah. I think we should end on that. It's been about an hour, and it's been a good show, I'd say.
Sounds good.
Brian, anything you want to plug?
Nope. Just the cops. Plug them because I'll be like, cool. Police are great. I like them, I guess now.
Yeah, go watch Bryden on DLive. Like you finished, what was it, Silent Hill Homecoming today?
Oh fuck me, that's a horrible game. Yeah, that was bad. It took 3 just horrible sessions. Don't ever get that game. It's the PC port's broken, and then just the game itself is bad. It's the first one that wasn't made by Team Silent, so it's like just an American team. We're like, oh, this is kind of like Silent Hill. Like, I guess it's kind of like Diet Dr. Pepper. You can say it tastes like regular Dr. Pepper, but I know it doesn't. And the fighting's bad with Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. Go check out Bryden on DLive and on Twitter, and his website's BryanProctor.com and all that stuff. And of course, you can check me out at MattForney.com, Telegram, t.me/MattForney, the YouTube, the DLive, all that shit's in the description. Go check it out. That'll do it for this episode of Terror House Radio. Be sure to check in every day at Terror House Magazine, terrorhousemag.com for our latest submissions, Check out our books at Terror House Press at terrorhousepress.com. Masculinity Amidst Madness by Ryan Landry. Available for pre-order now, coming on June 19th. Follow our social media links in the description, and don't forget that you can always check out past episodes of Terror House Radio at terrorhouseradio.com. Terror House Radio is produced by Bryden Proctor and presented by Jugs. Intro music by Meme Extremist. Illegitimate non-coverundum. Don't the bastards grind you down. I'm Matt Forney with Bryden Proctor, and we are out.